Dave?
Peter?
Dave, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here?
I asked you first.
I got a call about a cat burglar. What are you doing here?
Nothing.
No.
So, Dave, how you been?
But you're supposed to be in jail.
I got out early for good behavior.
Well, guess what? You're going back.
But Dave, you don't understand. You see, I...
The guy with his throat slit. Nice work.
This is Film Sack. Oh, sure. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Film Sack. This is Film Sack episode, 706. Good Lord. We're well over 700
shit is
now.
right.
Oh, shit is right. 706. This is the show that continually mines the very depths of film entertainment for all mankind. I'm one of your hosts, Scott Johnson. And I'm joined today by Brian. Ever have a car made from 14 separate Camaros done away?
Yes, I have. It's out in the garage. Oh, hi. This week on Film Sack, we put on our 90s era Big City Police issued muscle crop Raider sweatshirt and acid wash jeans, as was the style of the time. You remember, right? And reluctantly partner up with our Double Trouble Jim Muscles Barbarian of a Diamond Thief twin brother and squeeze into this B-movie size action comedy, now taking a poop in the kitchen sink of Amazon Prime. Like some pussy kitty double trouble entendre gag with no happy ending or any ending at all, really. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. Anywho, welcome to the Men's Warehouse, you couple of huge hunks of protein. If you're here to get matching suits, we don't sell anything above a 60-inch chest. But if you're willing to wait, I get off at 5 and you can just drink me over to your tan bodies. Hubba hubba. Whatever, you can't judge me. You just watch Double Trouble all the way to the end. Voluntarily, I might add. Randy, you're as dumb as I look. Hey, who wrote this?
Oh, my gosh. Nice one. Well done. Also, I got your little robot reference in the middle. We'll get to that later.
Danger, Will. Don't shoot me.
No, it's good. Also with us, Randy, the best boyfriend, is the one who fakes that he squeezed coal into a Diamond Jordan.
Aloha, Scott. Brian, thanks for coming in early for this police briefing. I'll be brief. You be boxers. We had fun around the precinct, don't we?
Yeah.
There's this one time we gave a guy a new pet kitten. How hilarious is that? Am I right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. That's enough fun. We have an important major crime going down, and we have to hit the street and stop some well-known, well-dressed men from killing my twin brother over a ridiculous key plate he found while robbing the least secure diamond vault in the western United States. Don't worry, we've got this, and we've got 3 rules. Number 1, make sure that you communicate everything slowly, especially you, Whitney. Number 2,
Whitney.
remember, you can always get away from the scene on a very slow-moving vehicle, like a railway handcar or an airport luggage truck. No one ever got caught on one of those. Number 3, to keep your huge muscles, you're required to work out with the bench press every day. And you have to grunt like you're having sex with every lift. Come on, grunt like you mean it. Convince the neighbors that you're climaxing.
Yeah. We may have already touched on what grossed me out the most. We'll get to that later.
Oh, really? Okay.
Pretty close. I think
I would have thought maybe that was number 3. I thought I could name 2 things that grossed you out more than that.
No, well, you know what? I'm happy to be corrected. Let's get there and find out. Also with us, we have Brian. Whitney, you mean like Houston? Shoot the diamond exhibit.
Indeed. For this week, I was really close to kind of using the holy grail of songs. This is one of those songs that I'm looking forward to using when it's the exact right song, which is "Smells Like Teen Spirit" by Nirvana. There's going to be the perfect song. Yeah. This was almost it because the load up on guns and bring your twins, or this is stupid and it's brainless. Here we are now, entertain this, but I decided not to.
But that's great.
Decided to sing with one of my favorite people ever. Scott, go ahead and play the song.
Man.
No matter what happens here forward, it was worth it for the song.
Yeah, you had a twin. Your twin. You made a. I think I even. It's later in the show, but I think I have a reference to Timu Axel Foley song.
Yeah.
Like really nailing everything about this thing in there.
Yeah, and I want to praise you for finding a lounge show tune.
Yeah.
That wasn't done to death by Richard Cheese. I love that show. I'm sorry. Wow. Babes in Arms.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
is what that's from originally.
Lady is a Tramp came from Babes.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
you're telling me something I didn't know.
Yeah, I don't know
I just
where
got
that's
this
from.
from the. I mean, I know Frank Sinatra was popularized it, but Gaga.
Tony Bennett.
It was the Tony Bennett Gaga version that I used for this as kind of the model.
It's kind of the most recent, I guess, example of it.
Yeah.
It was really popularized originally by Tommy Dorsey, which is like I when I was a kid, I was like, oh, Tommy Dorsey, he's like from the 50s. No, he's from the 30s.
Yeah.
No,
I mean,
further back.
Yeah.
Our songs about slut shaming go so far back.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly right.
There's no what's the term where there's no statute of limitations on how
That's right.
how far back our slutty songs
Boy, could
go.
you imagine like Drake or Kendrick Lamar or somebody doing a song now called "The Lady Is a Tramp"?
Oh my gosh, dude!
And
Actually, now you say it, I want to hear it. But
the original lyrics, the song is like about the Gilded Age and about how stupid it was. Like that,
Right.
in high society in New York City, there were all of these rules that you had to follow.
yeah,
Right.
And it's really, really clever. I'm telling you,
It really isn't about a woman who sleeps around. It's kind of a woman who eschews
this breaks the rules.
Right, exactly. Like I don't care about ermines and
it's more like the lady is a
fur
scamp.
coats and-
It's like you know what I mean?
Right,
like the
exactly.
term tramp has taken on new meaning since, but I
Exactly,
think that's
yes.
what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and it gave us the Disney movie Lady and the Tramp.
That's
or
right.
at least the
He
name
was the
of
Tramp.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I should have saved this song in case we ever did the Lady and the Tramp.
Well,
Yeah. Oh, well.
definitely was on some list somewhere. Well, anyway, we are talking today, folks, about the movie Double Trouble from 1992, and I barely call it a movie because it is pretty bad. Although there's an interesting little bit about the director we're going to get to in a minute. Before we do all that, though, we have another Fake Fletcher from the community of listeners, and here's what they have to say about the film Double Trouble.
On this week's episode of Film Sack, 1992's Double Trouble.
It's an action comedy film starring real-life twin bodybuilders.
Peter and David Paul, also known as the Barbarian Brothers.
The film follows a tough cop and his refined jewel-thief twin brother,
Who are forced to work together
to take down a diamond smuggling operation.
Leading to a mix of over-the-top action
And slapstick humor.
Does it sound like crap?
Let's find out together.
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 Yeah, together.
Love it. I love this new thing.
Oh, me too.
Love it.
Man.
The community is so amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty great. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to do it every
By the
time
way-
for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and one of you people listening, by the way, when you record your intro part for this, you need to include a this week on Film Sack.
That's right. Someone.
So we still get a little bit of Fake Fletcher, but don't all of you do it.
Yeah.
Agree on one of you doing it.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't be chaos and it'll all work out.
That won't be 15 of them.
No.
we had finally gotten to the point where Fake Fletcher always started out sounding like he had just done a long line of cocaine.
Totally.
And
yes.
and I'm just wondering, Scott, like why kill it now? Why what was it? What like was it
Just
too
ready
much?
for a change?
Yeah, just ready for a change. It's like
you had too much free time and you wanted to spend 3-4 hours editing.
oh, it doesn't take that long. It probably takes me 30 minutes once I get it all.
Okay.
It's not
All
bad. I just have to. I have a little system to do it, but it's like, something new. That's all.
Yeah.
Let's just try something new.
Exciting. We like new things.
Yeah.
very
Plus,
cool,
I love hearing the voices of people who listen to us. I think that's fun. So there's the Mad Dad. It's also kind of there's some that just don't get used. I do it randomly. So I'm not pulling based on who said it best. I'm pulling based on just total random happenstance. Although I do give preferential treatment to female voices because there are inherently less of them. So if I
Let's fix that.
Just kind of even things out in the recording.
yeah, I just like hearing from the ladies, and so I'll put those guys in. They get priority, but other than that,
How sexist.
yeah. So it actually takes me approximately 15 minutes more time than the other thing did. So it's really not a big deal.
that's not
Speaking
bad
of
at all.
sexist, it's been a while since we had a movie where there was only one woman in the movie and she gets murdered early.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to count the two.
Nope.
I guess the
Not
love
the
interest
neighbor or the Jeep
Not really.
diamond down her top,
No.
or the
Did you call them the Jeep chicks, Dunaway?
yeah, the Jeep chicks. I mean, really,
Chicks.
I'd be
That was-
surprised if the credits
credits,
don't
I'm
list
sure it
them as the
says.
Jeep chicks.
Bikini babes in an open Jeep was a thing at this time
Yeah.
frame.
Oh, yeah.
It really was.
Yeah,
It
I
was
remember that.
It was a double mint commercial. I think they just drove from.
They're like, give me those Mentos. You're on camera.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, this is a weird one. It's hard to find a place to start. So I thought a cool place to start would be Dunaway telling us what he found out about the director John Paragon.
Oh yeah, John Paragon worked with Pee Wee Herman for years, and Phil Hartman. He was he started out in the Groundlings, and he was Jambi, the genie, if you remember the
Mecca
TV
lecca hi,
series.
mecca
That's
hi
right.
ni ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, also did Terry the Pterodactyl, but I didn't remember that
Okay.
much of it.
I don't
But he
remember
was-
that. Yeah.
That was more from the. I guess they were both Pee Wee's Playhouse, but Jambi actually was with Pee Wee. The character Jambi was with Pee Wee in the early specials too.
Oh,
Right,
when he
right.
was
If you're
just doing
watching-
stand up or not stand up or whatever those were.
just doing the
Stage
right
thing.
kind of the improv stage things. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, if you watch the so there's the HBO Max has all kinds of Pee Wee Herman right now because they're doing that docuseries as Pee Wee as himself, and I did watch a little bit of the original HBO program they had where it was based on his show.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, and I was just shocked because I didn't realize it until I was kind of watching a little bit of both this last night and I was like, hey, wait a minute.
That's
Is that
our
the same guy?
Same guy. Wow, what crazy timing.
So it turns out John Paragon, a very interesting part of the Groundlings and key to Pee Wee Herman's rise to fame, and a shit director. He's really bad.
It explains a lot about this. It was also a groundling in the writers too, and so it kind of informed me a little bit more about
Yeah, this
the
movie
material.
had 3 credited writers. It took 3 writers
yeah
to write
Well,
this.
And I want to actually give him credit because I'm amazed that this director managed to get any performance at all out of these non-actors.
Yeah.
Right.
Because like you can tell he's not that great a director when the really talented and experienced actors are on screen, right? Because like he gets roughly a bad performance out of like Jimmy Doohan and that kind of thing.
And then Roddy McDowell. How do you get a bad performance out of Roddy McDowell? But he did manage to do it.
I don't know how he got Roddy McDowell at all.
It was bad. I would say it was interesting.
It was
I don't know if
fine.
it was bad.
Well, you are always going to say that because that's your point of view on these older. Listen, let me tell you the truth about Dunaway, and I mean this as a compliment. This is a compliment.
Sure.
Take a piece of shit movie and lay it in front of Dunaway. He is going to find the silver linings.
I'm going to always contextualize the level of what it is. So I'm going to go. Okay, was this? Did they utilize everything at their disposal to make this movie? And did people seem like they had a good time in the background? And I think this is his first direct movie. He directed some Pee Wee's Playhouse, but it's kind of already inside that, a little bit. And this was his first step outside of that. And so for that, I think, well enough.
Yeah,
I think a lot of times when we talk about we didn't like performances, there isn't an energy to it. And that's what's going on here from top to bottom. There isn't the right energy at any given time. Any scene, the direction is just slow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's true. By the way, the last thing he directed was an episode of Silk Stockings in '98.
Yeah.
He died in 2021, fairly recently.
Not from Silk Stockings.
No, not from that.
Yeah.
But he didn't go on to suddenly he found his tracks and figured out how to be a great director. I think it's just this just wasn't going to be his thing. But
I just
want to
go ahead.
I want to praise the movie for making the 2 leads, the twin brothers, actually reasonably competent. Like not great. They're not great at all. They're bad, but they were brought up from really bad to merely bad by good direction.
Especially the brother who played the jewel thief. I thought he had some charisma.
Right.
It's a lot easier to play his kind of character, I think, than the cop. They have to be. Yeah. He gets to the villains, and he's villain with some big quotation marks around it. But as a villain, you kind of get to have a little bit more floor to explore. Wow.
Florida Explorer. I like that.
More Florida Explorer.
Yeah.
But you have more freedom to kind of play it up and go over the top in places where the character who has to play the cop, the brother who has to play the cop, has to be a little bit more.
Have we mentioned that the twins we're talking about here are Peter Paul and David Paul, the Barbarian twins.
Barbarian twins.
You may remember from the 80s, and
never heard of these guys before this movie.
Oh, you haven't? Okay,
No,
so I've
Barbarian Twins helped me until I went back and found a video of why they're called the Barbarian Twins, and I found a little snippet from the movie, The Barbarians, or where they play barbarians, where one of them has a rope around his neck, and he breaks it by flexing his neck, going.
So
and he pops the rope off.
Yeah. Let's try to look at how we got here. So Arnold Schwarzenegger came along and kind of broke a lot of things, but being disruptive and going, hey, look, this muscle bound bodybuilder, it may not be the greatest actor, but man, he's fun to watch. And so we have some some twins come along. They're unique enough to kind of when you see them. When they walk in a room, you definitely see them, right? I mean, it's like, oh, look at these guys.
Oh, you can't avoid them. Yeah,
you can't avoid them, and which was kind of made for hilarity whenever they were trying to be, when they were kind of being like hidden in plain sight. It's really hard to even imagine how would anybody not notice these two dudes,
right? Right. And how would you have to explain to a group of cons that this is my brother? Oh,
okay. Oh, I get it now. Sweet. But I even though we may be saying that their acting is not great, I do find them entertaining. And
yes.
At a base, sure, in the same way that a dog pooping in public is entertaining. I mean,
right.
It's not good.
That's a little bad. I don't know if it's that bad. I don't know if I could sit and watch a dog poop in public. But yeah, I would watch.
You kind of watched 2 hours of it yesterday.
Right. It was an hour and 20 minutes. Come on, you're not a victim. Andre.
Barely an hour 20.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, everything's so slow. You could have cranked that up by like 20%. 1.2 speed would have made this movie more entertaining. Also would have knocked it down to an hour 05.
Yeah.
And that's this inexperienced director not knowing necessarily what shots to get, and then he probably had a hand in the editing because this is low enough budget that he probably didn't have a lot of oversight. And so
pretty wild having 3 different writers. He's not even one of them. He's just the director. Right. So it took a director and 3 writers to make this movie. To call it good, I think is just not accurate.
Did I say good?
Not good. No, I know you're not saying that.
Okay,
I know you're not saying that.
I was making sure I didn't say that.
No,
sometimes I
not
actually throw that good out.
Exclusive to like good and entertaining aren't always hand in hand or mutually exclusive for that matter.
Yeah, and I so that being said, I will admit that I kind of enjoyed watching Roddy McDowall somehow get roped into this.
Bill scenery.
Yeah, Bill Mummy from
Bill Mummy, yeah.
Is it Mummy? I thought it was Mummy.
I'm always going to call him Mummy, but I think you're right. I think it is Mummy. That's Will Robinson from Lost in Space, old. And at first I was like, oh, I know that guy. It looks like, is that Stewart from Big Bang Theory? And I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's not right.
I thought it was precursor to Kyle Mooney from Saturday Night Live, or the Wish version of Kyle Mooney.
Then you've got Scotty, aka James Doohan, playing Chief O'Brien, which is hilarious.
Chief O'Brien.
He's actually not bad in this. He's good at what he's supposed to be doing, which is being a pissed off chief of police. But this is the first thing he had done since Star Trek.
Serious role since Star Trek. Yeah,
what's that about? Why this? Like, why did he get roped into this? Because it seems like he could have.
It just seems he's so recognizable, though. It's got to be hard to cast him in things and not take people out of the movie.
Yeah.
You put him in something that's like, oh, well, there's Scotty.
Yeah, he is harder to do with. Sure.
But why the accent, though?
Well, he doesn't. That's his real talk. That's his real voice. He doesn't have a Scottish accent for real. He just has a normal talking guy.
But he sounded like he did.
What,
he sounded like he was swallowing a Scottish accent.
Well, he's
He
definitely
probably was trying to hide it.
I mean, he grew up in Ontario, so I don't. As far as I know, there are no big Scottish whatever's there. But and let's see, lived most of his life in the States. Let's see, yeah, he's not Scottish. That was always fake. But he did. So I've got here. I'll play a little earlier. Some of the audio we played earlier from that, and you can hear it. Hold on, where is it? Where are you, Scotty? I've got him right here.
Scotty.
The guy with his throat slit. Nice work.
I mean, that doesn't sound.
He doesn't sound like he's fighting the fight of his life on this accent.
Not really.
It does to me.
So it's kind of interesting. I don't know why they opened it with this. I don't know if he was having problems with his voice at the time, if he was sick or something. But he opens the whole thing with this: let you know that I've been yelling at people all morning. That's the reason why I sound like I do.
Oh, that's right. That's right. There is a movie, a self-aware moment there.
Yeah, I'm like, why did you say that? You're all afraid we were going to think, oh, he sounds weird, and they just kind of let him do it. James Doohan says, I want to let everybody know that my voice doesn't usually sound like this or something.
Oh, here's the clip. I found it right here.
You'll have to excuse my voice. I've been screaming at assholes all morning.
Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about, but it was wild.
He sounds like someone who is trying to do an accent that he just got asked to improvise for the very first time.
I mean, tough police chief, maybe he's hiding the Canadian thing. I don't know. That was weird.
So I think I don't. This movie's low budget enough that I don't think casting calls like we usually think in movies. This is more like I know somebody and I think they may be interested.
Oh yeah, no, they're not putting an ad in Variety and saying we need a police captain.
No, this is a casting director who also daylights as a waiter at a restaurant, calling up the only agent they know and saying, "Who can I get for $10,000 a day?"
Yeah, or it's like, or it could be favors. Who knows? Like calling up favors. Somebody, John Paragon knew dated the daughter of somebody, and who knows?
Yeah, John Paragon's been around forever, and in comedy circles, and I'm sure he just probably had a lot of connections, and he just probably called some favors in. If I had to guess,
yeah, these all felt like favors to me.
Yeah, this is how it was. This is how it was pitched. At least this is what it says on IMDb, and I like to think this is how it was pitched. Whenever you have a movie and you're trying to pitch it, you try to come down with that one line that could really spark interest in it. And it says, muscle-bound twins try to smash a jewelry smuggling ring. A jewel smuggling ring. That's it.
That's it. It's the whole thing.
Sweet. And it's like, yeah.
I had to write the rest, by the way, because there are no other taglines for this movie. I had to. No. So the thing I had everybody read at the top of the show, I had to go improvise because this is all you get. And also the trivia, usually it's like, here's the top 6 trivia items, and then there's 50 more. No, it's 4 of them. You're done.
Even the people writing the summary don't want to watch the film.
This is absolutely true. This has the worst Wikipedia summary I've ever seen for a movie, and that's saying something. We've seen some stinkers. Nobody wants to watch this movie and write out the plot correctly. And I want the listeners, go to Wikipedia. Is there anybody who likes editing Wikipedia? You can wildly improve the Wikipedia page.
2 paragraphs. It's 5 sentences.
Very low bar.
And it's terrible. I don't try to read it. It's awful. It makes no sense. It's not even grammatically correct.
They describe the thing that the cat burglar brother finds as a puzzling circuit board. No, that is what we call now a credit card multi-tool.
Yeah.
You can order that from the in-flight magazine next time you go on United.
I actually kind of that took me out for a second because I went, oh, that's a little too modern for this. And then I realized, no, you see that all the time. And like you said, in the plane.
And by modern, it's, if there was something inside it, ooh, cool. But it's really just a chunk of metal that somebody said, I have a drill and some tools. I can make something.
Yeah. Well, I know zero about the diamond industry other than blood diamond. And so this was a nice look to the other side of the diamond district. Apparently, I don't know.
Is it though?
None of that crap.
I don't think.
I don't think
this is.
I was worried because since I have so little information about it, that this might inform some things that I might think are real. You know what I mean? I may hallucinate like AI later on and go, isn't that a fact? And it's like, no, I saw that in Double Trouble.
Saw it in Double Trouble.
I mean, a diamond district, I think, is more than just a building that has 8 doors in it that are all different diamend manufacturers.
But I don't know.
Uncut Gems at least can be that much.
Maybe.
Uncut Gems felt legitimately real to me, but I don't actually know that either. Maybe that show was
guarded by one dude who has what I thought would have been one of the things that gross Scott out the most, the biggest butt cleavage coming out of his pants.
Oh yeah, you know what? That's in the running. That's okay.
You had something to say about diamonds. I don't worry.
Sorry,
I'll give that a yuck instead of a gross.
Yuck.
Okay. All right.
No, I just know I know my long-term memory of this is going to be very low. I'm going to have almost no memories of it. But I'm not going to remember this Bill Mumy guy. I'm going to remember that Seth Green was in this movie because my God.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
It was every time, and he's the only good thing in the movie, by the way. He's
scary too because he's just the killer, right?
He's just cold-blooded, no reaction, just shoots the guy in the back with zero reaction.
Yeah, I wouldn't say zero reaction because he looked like he was shocked when that gun went off that first time.
Some of those shots though, like when he knocks him out with a gun in the back of the head, that looked so bad. Like I couldn't take it seriously.
It was absolutely inspired to have this running gag where we're slowly whittling down the henchman to only Bob, like Bob, and the name Bob. The name Bob is funny, right?
Yeah, Bob's always a funny name. I love it. David Carradine showed up too. We haven't talked about him yet, but Kill Bill shows up in this thing, and if you look at the era of his career, he's not doing anything right now.
If you ever wonder what a cameo is, that is it. We got a cameo, the perfect definition of a cameo appearance.
Yeah, but one with zero good microphones. I could not hear shit he said.
But he was in a different movie, and I freaking loved him. I thought if you just handed me that as a sizzle reel, just gave me that one little hey.
How'd you hear it though? How could you?
Is that a different movie?
How'd you comprehend what he was saying? Because he was so mumbling.
Maybe I've listened to so many old David Carradine movies from the TV shows from the 70s. I just I have the language.
Yeah, ad-libbed it.
Hear it.
Yeah,
I just could hear it because that's how he always talks. He's always reflective and
that part I don't mind. I'm talking literally the microphones are not picking up the sound of him talking.
Right. Oh, wait a minute. Where'd you guys watch it?
Prime.
You didn't watch it on Prime. You didn't watch it on your Blu-ray?
No.
Okay, no wonder. That'd be the problem.
Please tell me. Do you have the Blu-ray?
2023 Blu-ray. It came out. What do you?
It came out, but do you have it? Do you possess it?
Yeah,
answer the fucking question.
I think I should leave that up to speculation.
Oh, okay.
You definitely don't, because I know you would be proud if you did own this thing. The director's commentary's got to be
I do
epic.
have the laser disc, though. Do you have that?
No.
Shut up.
No.
Of this?
Yeah, it came out. Laser disc. Yeah, you don't have it?
He said came out again. I think he does.
No, it came out way back. Yeah,
I would say that this fell out.
Yeah.
It fell out.
Fell right out.
I'm kind of amazed that Amazon Prime has this thing. Like that anyone has this thing. I'm amazed that
Tubi I'm not, but Prime I'm with you there. It's weird.
I'm talking about like a good, clean copy of this movie.
Yeah. It's actually well preserved.
Yeah, you would think though that so my overall summary, the only real thing I wrote down was I think if I had seen this when I was literally 10, when I was 10 years old, if I had been shown this movie, and of course I would have considered it a major scandal because I'm not old enough to see movies like this, but at 10, if I was older, if I was actually 13, no, I wouldn't have liked it. But I think 10, I might have come away thinking this is a good movie, and I don't like that about myself. But there were all of these.
You is screaming, "Let me out, Randy! Let me out!"
Well, yeah, because there's all these things that remind me of like storylines of the Bushwhackers in the WWF, and I don't know, cartoons that I really enjoyed when I was 10. There's all these things like them driving around in that 74 Camaro monster,
the 74 Camaro with the 73, 72, 71, 70.
That was it was like
I love based on a Johnny Cash song. I built it one piece at a time.
At a time. Yeah.
And it was funny. It was really funny. But you have to access your inner child to find the funny.
Absolutely got to access your inner child. And doing a deeper dive, I knew a little bit about the Barbarian twins just from, seeing them back in the day, but digging into Peter Paul and David Paul's life and what happened since then. Is really kind of interesting.
They really I think they really wrecked their bodies with the excessive working out.
So that's the thing. So these guys weren't bodybuilders, which is what we were seeing during like the late 70s and early 80s. We were starting to see action stars who were, maybe transferring over from bodybuilders like Lou Ferrigno and Arnold Schwarzenegger. And then we had a little lull before we got to the wrestlers who were less about, necessarily about bodybuilding, but more about, physicality.
Yeah. And acting for the record.
And actually better acting. You're not wrong. And so the Barbarian twins were kind of in the middle of that, and they didn't really, they worked out at the gym, but they didn't really compete like with weightlifting or anything. They didn't do really anything athletic beyond like stunts and stuff like they did in this movie. Like they didn't do anything like with wrestling. So they were really just kind of feeling this weird, almost straight to video niche that was kind of cropping up. There's right place, right time. Interesting to look at.
Yeah, brief time though. It didn't last very long. And also, the deep rabbit hole I went down was just where are they now? And Peter is still here. Peter Paul's still around. His brother died in 2020.
Right before COVID.
Right before COVID and right before his birthday. He was about to turn 63. And it's really weird. Him and his wife go to Fiji. This is the short of it. They go to Fiji on a trip, just a vacation. They get super sick, not COVID sick, but something else, some kind of stomach thing. And they end up just like severe cases of vomiting, diarrhea, all this stuff, fevers, just horrible. And it won't stop. They can't seem to get anything done. They go to local hospitals. That's not working. They both die of whatever this is before they could get home and get any real help. So him and his wife
it's
both
kind of
died.
like the Brittany Murphy thing, right? Where
the best explanation I could find was that it might have been dengue fever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dengue fever. Always taking the good ones.
And that they hadn't had the proper inoculations before making this trip.
I don't think they were not very health conscious other than building muscle. They talk about how they used to work out and stuff. They would just like eat junk, like 7,000 calories, at a time, just, eat anything.
So just a Big Mac super value meal then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, just any calories they could get in their face and then go work out. You know what I mean? And just constantly working out.
Yeah. Apparently, between the two of them, Peter had some kind of like mental breakdown, like Charlie Sheen style, and never came back from it. Like Peter's the one that like couldn't be trusted mentally after some point, and for somehow David was totally mentally stable until he died, and Peter's still with us, and that's like, man, that's a terrible legacy. That's like,
it's not fun.
Sucks.
Especially when you're twins. Now they were fraternal twins. I learned this. Yeah. I always thought they were identical, but they were just.
I would have thought so too.
They were just big buff guys that I guess if you're all eating the same thing, all doing the same workkout.
Yeah, the same mullet.
Same hair.
Yeah, the same mullet.
The same hair is huge.
Yeah. Huge in two different ways because it was massive mullets. But if you look at them standing right next to each other, you can see differences. It's definitely clear that they're fraternal, not identical.
Right.
And I think it served them pretty well in this, even though they're treated like twins. I think it helped differentiate Peter's more laid back. I'm out there robbing diamonds all day, and you're the uptight cop in the short shirt. I think it helped do that for what little. I mean, it's still not good. This is not a compliment.
I know, and the thing is,
it's a tragedy.
The thing is, you could have probably found twins who were better actors for this thing. Like obviously the movie is an entire stunt for them, right? It's like the movie exists because it's them.
Yeah.
But they are in the tiers of acting ability. They are in the Tommy Wiseau tier, and it sucks because like maybe it could have been a better movie, like a much better movie with good actors. And like maybe you just rewrite it to make them regular brothers instead of twin brothers. I don't know.
I think this movie, and this is probably nostalgia speaking. I think it is what it is. It's beautiful. It's shown for a minute.
It's definitely nostalgia speaking.
Right.
Yeah.
If there's any question
at all.
It's shown for a minute with the Barbarian Brothers.
We know what it is.
It prompted me to want to I want a documentary now. I want a documentary on the Barbarian.
Brothers. That's interesting to me. I would watch that because now you're going to get to the nitty gritty of where were they actually this motivated to get into acting and stuff, or was this someone else pushing them, and what's the relationship really like?
Right.
That's interesting.
Again, Tommy Wiseau. Until we have documentaries, you don't really care. Like the room's real bad, but then there's documentaries and there's making ofs and stuff, and you're like, everybody knows Tommy Wiseau and is interested in something.
Yeah. No, I'd watch that. Hell yeah.
What two buff twins do we get together to make this?
Oh, to play the.
We don't. We don't have any buff twins. I don't think we have any good buff twins.
Yeah, can you Army Hammer it and just do a little double?
There you go.
Yeah.
That's probably
who's the most beefcakey actor right now we could use, like one of the Hemsworths or something.
I was actually thinking about this.
Oh, that's pretty.
I was thinking about this because we had a time when most of our actors were just normal people, right? Maybe a little fitter than everybody else during the 70s and 80s, but for the most part, just normal people. Then we started injecting these people who were visually just, whatever, sculpted essentially. And we tried to make them act. And now we're in a time where we have actors who are pretty good at acting and also pretty good at bodybuilding, or have people that can make them get to a place where
Jason Momoa or The Rock or something like that. Like there are actors who do this.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine if you use CG to make Jason Momoa and The Rock look exactly alike.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Well,
insane.
God, there's that new.
They just need to be
I just saw that that biopic that The Rock is doing. Is that about a real person, or is it about is he playing a fictional?
Oh,
character?
I don't know. What's it called?
It is called. I'm gonna look it up here.
Smashing Machine.
Smashing Machine. Is that it?
Smashing Machine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
I've not heard of this.
Yeah, it's like about a wrestler.
It's about Mark Kerr, and Mark Kerr was the real deal. Like he was gonna be the original Ultimate Fighting champion.
Oh, this is one where they put hair on him. Okay.
Yes, but it's not just the hair. I mean, the facial prosthetics and everything. When you first watch this, it's like the beginning seconds of the trailer. I'm not sure if I'm looking at John Cena or The Rock or some other dude.
Yeah.
When he's sitting in the waiting room, there's
they're giving him eyebrows and stuff, or not eyebrows, like big.
It's as soon as he smiles, that's like, okay, that's The Rock. It's unmistakably The Rock.
Come on, I'm not buying it.
This looks. I didn't know. I like him. Like Blunt. I like all these people.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's no double trouble, but I mean, sure. I mean, if you.
By the way, when we initially were talking about this film, I could have sworn it was like, oh, this is the Jean-Claude Van Damme thing, right? This is, but that's apparently Double Impact and similar. One Van Damme is on the wrong side of the law, the other one's on the right side of the law, or something. It's very similar.
Oh, this is directed by Benny Safdie. He's the dude that made Uncut Gems and all that. Yeah, I like his work.
And he wanted to write it. Like it was his idea for years and years and years to write and make this movie.
I'm excited now. Actually, looking forward to this.
And what's it called again?
The Smashing Machine. It's about Mark Kerr, who was famous for his success as a collegiate wrestler, and then moved on to the UFC before it was even called the UFC.
Yeah,
right.
And
it was just called the FC. Yeah,
and was really amazing.
They
like
finally got united before.
It's one of those things where you're like, if they don't cast someone who is the right size, then none of it will make sense. And so they have to go to great lengths to take the person who's the right size, but is Samoan and make them not look Samoan.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the tough part.
Found a picture.
They didn't use any CG in this Double Trouble movie.
No, I bet they didn't. Look at Dunaway trying to bring it back. Hold on a second. I'm going to show you guys something. this my
tug of war.
I know. It's a real tug of war. That right there is Mark Kerr. It's pretty damn good version of that.
Yeah.
Although he's younger in this photo, but that guy's actually, you'll see, born in '68, so he's like 56.
I don't see where
did Scott put the photo?
Oh, I put it in the wrong group.
It's just me.
Wrong group. Here you go. Here you go. Hold on.
That was for just my eyes only. Thanks, Scott.
Yeah, no problem. There you go.
Yeah.
I usually send you the porn to that one, but that's
yeah. That's.
Oh man,
I was surprised.
Oh, okay.
Remember when we wore that cloth backwards cap? That was a style for a minute.
Yeah. I'll still do it once in a while. I'll get away with it.
Especially if it's red. I don't want to wear a front-facing cap these days.
Oh yeah, turn that shit around.
in these turbulent times.
I don't want to wear
turbulent.
I don't want to wear any red hat of any form.
Yeah,
but what about a cut-off Raider shirt? Could you?
I don't think I can rock
nice
that.
Job. Oh my gosh, let's keep keeping it away from Dunaway. Keep passing the ball away from him.
Keep away. So
okay,
he's very good at it. He's great at bringing it back.
Okay.
He really is.
But
yeah.
I did really want to talk about this because arguably the best running gag of the movie is that we have a successful cop, a detective. Yeah. Who's apparently had, like, he's put all these guys in that jail. This guy's got a solid career, and he doesn't look like a cop, doesn't sound like a cop, doesn't dress like a cop, doesn't act like a cop. And it's supposed to be really, really funny. But at some point you're like, hey, can someone come get the mental patient and take care of him? Like, there's no way this guy pouring kitty litter into the sink, there's no way this guy is okay.
Right. So I think I think some things got like mixed up in their brains. So they were doing a little bit of Beverly Hills Cop, right? And I don't think they remembered that the reason why he was a Beverly Hills Cop is because he was actually not on the force. He was there, visiting. And so he's not actually a Beverly Hills Cop necessarily.
You're talking about Beverly Hills Cop, not this movie, because in this movie he is a cop.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. So that's where I think the confusion starts, because in Beverly Hills Cop, Eddie Murphy's always wearing a sweatshirt, gray sweatshirt and stuff. It's because he's off duty.
And he's also a Detroit cop, and that's a pretty, like, that's kind of common,
right. It's established.
Detroit Police Department uniform is a gray sweatshirt.
Another thing going on here is they don't have the budget to make anything look good, so they just record wherever they can. Right. And so like they go into a little apartment and get some shots of him taking care of this kitten, and it's very cramped. You really can't see anything clearly.
Right.
Inside the police department, they made, a regular office space kind of look a little bit like a police department, but because of the the limitations, they're really pushed in on every little thing.
Exactly. It's a good way to not have to do complex sets if you just do tight shots to every face.
Which was unfortunate because I spent way too much time watching this really good transfer of this movie, looking really deep into people's pores, because they were just way too close and it was way too clear. And I was like, are all our pores that big, or is it just people who work out a lot? I don't know. But
I couldn't tell you.
Are we gonna even think about maybe adding a kitten in the sink is maybe something that we do in the future, because
like
that thing just
chick in the
disappeared.
Oh, I like it. I'm gonna write it down.
Sink, maybe.
Isn't it its own? I mean, it's its own chick in the bucket. Do we replace chick in the bucket with kitten in the sink?
Kitten in the sink. I mean, it might be less sexist of us to move to a cat.
Oh, that's true.
It is a good explanation, at least. Like, he gave the kitten baby food and a place to poop, and then walks off and never thinks about it again.
Nope.
But like, at least that he gave it that. Like, we were shown him providing a modicum of care to the helpless kitten. I wouldn't put my kitten on a countertop.
Right, exactly. How's the kitten supposed to, like, the kitten is going to fall off that countertop at some point. And even if it lands on all 4 feet, as cats do, it's never going to make its way back up there. It's never going to get back to that sink or the baby food that he put out for it. I spent way too much time thinking about this cat in the sink, by the way.
I really did, because they could have just ended it, because they said, haha, it's a gag. You're at a police station. They're ragging on you. They put a cat in the box to say something.
He's so sweet, but it's also a way of saying, oh, isn't this character so sweet and caring, but then still having a little bit of a
yeah. It was cheap, right? That was cheap, but it was good too. And so I don't know.
It also doesn't make him very smart, because it's he obviously went to the pet department of a store or a pet store to get the kitty litter, where they also sell litter boxes and cat food.
Gas station? Yeah, I didn't understand that either. I'm like, why is he feeding it baby food? Is he going to eat it later?
Right. He went to a specific baby food aisle separately from the kitty litter aisle.
I felt like there was a joke there that maybe was an inside joke for.
It's really just supposed to be like, he doesn't know how to.
Sorry, I'm trying to find a good cat thing, but I can't find one.
Scott, this is such chaos, just like this movie.
Yeah,
the fact that I'm trying to keep pulling it back.
Sorry.
Looking for audio clips.
And my typing is distracting.
Sorry, I thought I turned it off so I could hear Finder stuff without you guys hearing it.
We're trying some new technology today, so it's great.
No, it's all fine.
But just again, nothing else to do until the. Amazon inserted, oh my God, what a relief, the inserted commercials into the middle of this film. It's like, finally some quality entertainment at Juvesinate commercial or something with some sort of medication.
Yeah.
Go ahead, right? I mean,
no, just the fact that, the kitten is just there to prove that he's a caring guy who doesn't quite human. Know how to take care of anybody but himself.
Well, and it unfortunately undoes a part of this other running gag, which is that the criminal, crime pays, and the criminal brother is very, very successful and has, a house on the beach and lots of fine art and stuff.
A Nagel version of himself.
Yeah. Somehow he got Patrick Nagel to do a portrait. Oh boy. Yeah, and he has a girlfriend. The balance is on his arms.
Yeah, who disappears as well, right?
Yeah, she's also a cat in the sink.
Yeah,
I'm getting used to it now. I'm going to start saying it. Cat in the sink.
She's running around in the apartment still looking for that diamond that he.
Oh yeah, he crushed it with his hands. That was.
I was surprised they didn't do Chick in the Bucket on Whitney at that point, because Whitney has the most glorious nap that has ever been on film.
Oh yeah, he gets knocked out. Oh, I did actually laugh when David Pogg went over to kind of check on Whitney, and I was like, oh no, they killed him, and I was like, how do I feel about that? And then he goes, damn it, he's alive. And he did get me on that.
I get you, because they killed
everybody else is dying. Yeah.
There's so much death in this film. It's kind of surprising for a comedy that you've got, a guy who's kind of got the comical trapped in a suntan machine, by the way, our second one in 3 weeks, which is crazy.
Exactly. That was hilarious.
But also, or however many weeks, because we have the round table. But the fact you've got that, and is kind of comical, and he comes out all sunburned, and then he gets run over by a car and then backed over by the same car.
Yep.
Like,
I loved all
wow,
that.
there's so much death in this film. It's kind of
there
surprising.
was. I mean, and we had a. I was like, I didn't see it coming, and I don't know how I didn't see it coming. The fact that they were going to kill his partner that he currently had, so they could team him up with his brother. I just completely forgot about.
Well, they
dynamic.
projected it so hard though. Once it started, it was like, I'm going to go on my own. You don't need to protect me. I'll be fine. It's like, all right, she's dead. We're done with her.
How did I not see it though? I was like, how did I not see that coming? And it was a pretty rough scene too, because she comes up in like a train yard.
Yeah, meet me in the train yard. Where exactly? In the train yard. Like you'll know somehow.
You'll know where to be.
Yeah, the only bench in the train yard.
Yeah. And then he pops his gum when the gun goes off. That was kind of stupid and funny and also terrifying. Bob's terrible, dude. I'm starting to agree with you guys. He's not just a
dollar store Seth Green. Best thing in the movie.
You think so? All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a hard time disagreeing with that. I don't know what else is good.
Well, I mean, and if you grew up with Lost in Space, it was kind of really a different role for him to, really go full on Dr. Smith, right? Well, he's letting his inner Dr. Smith out.
None of us grew up with it, though.
If you grew up with Robot Chicken,
you watched it, but you watched the reruns. Come on,
I really didn't. I didn't see that stuff when I was a kid. Yeah.
Not just me then.
No.
All right.
I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't if I could. I just never came across my radar.
He was also the that Twilight Zone episode that they used for the movie where the kid who could like conjure anything. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to make it so you don't have a mouth. Bloink.
It's the one that they made. They based the movie on that segment.
They did, yeah.
Or one of the segments of the movie.
Good
was
of you
based
to bring that up.
Yeah.
And then they
did you say that? Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I did. It's all right.
I thought you just
Did you
meant
bring
the
up
old
Looper
50s one.
and how they stole it in Looper?
I conjured up a red on air light. With that one.
No, it was good. With great power comes great responsibility.
We never mentioned Timothy Stack yet, and he was also a groundling.
Oh
too,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
He's one of those guys you see in just about everything. He was in that that fake knockoff of Baywatch, the satire called King of the Beach, which actually was pretty funny and co-written by Howard Stern.
And I love when they like broke the wall and put him in My Name is Earl. He was and he was playing himself.
And it's really Tim Stack. Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me, Timothy Stack who did he play?
He was the guy who brought over the cat in the box when he was at the police station making fun of
he was the dick that David put in the hospital.
Okay.
Knocked him out.
Yeah, if he's familiar to me now, I see he was in let's see, Castaway.
Say Son of the Beach. Say it.
Back to school.
Well, that's right. Son of the Beach, right? Not King of the Beach. Yeah.
A bunch of stuff. He's still working. Yeah. He's still busy.
He also, for a long time, was a writer for Entertainment Weekly, and I always used to
I didn't know that
because I got that weekly and would read it cover to cover.
Were you entertained?
I was entertained. It hit on every single point that the cover promised.
Oh, nice.
God, I mean, it was such a good magazine compared to the other crap like People and Us. This was none of the who's dating who and who wore it best. It was like, here's this director talking about why he made this film. But Tim Stack he had a frequent article in there. It wasn't every issue, but I always liked the issues that had a Tim Stack article.
And we've got to be clear, on My Name is Earl, his character was named TV's Tim Stack.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
that's
right.
right.
Yes.
That's right. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Because that's what he always said.
That's great. Don't remember this at
And
all.
he would walk around in his Son of the Beach kind of stuff. And it was great.
Actually, I really like that.
Yeah.
AJ Johnson, who played Denitra, is that her name? The one that died, the partner.
Denitra, yeah, she's the partner who died.
Is she busy? She got all kinds of shit going on.
She was put. Yeah, she was funny. I haven't seen anything recent, but man, I thought she did a great job.
She was in House Party. I know how much you love.
I love how me and Scott was talking about House Party just recent. Some Kid and Play. Do you remember that? Ibit, do you remember House Party or Randy?
So I do. Yeah, wasn't there?
Okay.
There's a third. Is it
there's
third movie coming out
2 or
coming
3.
soon? No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I just saw something that maybe it's one of these movies that's coming back to theaters, or they're bringing back House Party 3. I thought maybe they're finally coming out with a House Party 3 with Kid and Play being old
Kid
guys
and Play,
now.
I'm about to say, will they be the old guys and they'll be leaving their kids to do something bad?
This is one of those. This honestly is one of those times where they could actually do that and it would work just fine. You know, the third movie is, oh, now it's your kids, Marty, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it would actually. I actually agree. I think it would work. And why would it work? Because there's so little stakes. It's just like let's have a fun time.
I love the two Chris's though; they're great.
You're a big fan of the Kid and Play. You like that big hair.
Yeah,
yeah.
I guess. 3 came out in 1994. 4 came out in direct to DVD 2001. So maybe there's a House Party 5 coming out soon or something.
Yeah. Would we be able to access House Party? Randy, did you ever watch it?
I did. I don't remember anything.
I don't either.
I'm a little blank on it too. I did see it too, but I remember it just being kind of romping, you know.
Yeah.
It was zany.
Well, maybe we could
being zany.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could watch Disorderlies with the Fat Boys instead. We'll
oh shit, dude! I forgot.
You know what else was?
That.
You know what else was disorderly is the way that David Paul ate that burger.
Yeah, nice.
Good job.
Took a page out of the Dunaway manual.
Good job.
Well done.
It's him eating the burger, by the way. Those like, oh my gosh, I'm getting Dennis Quaid flashbacks with that.
Yeah.
That's what I thought would have been your easy top number one. What grossed Scott out the most, because he is shoving food into his mouth, talking with his mouth open. There's chunks of food stuck to his cheek.
Oh, that one blob of mayonnaise
little
or something
piece stuck to the side there, and it's like, wow, the director. It's a good choice to like let that sit there for the entire scene.
I may have, you know what? I may have come around on this. I'll give that the gross.
Gross.
Everything else is yuck.
Got me thinking about continuity in movie making. Like really, I was just like, you know, that's not bad. That's pretty successful little shot there. But one of the things, you're not used to seeing people chow down in movies because actors are usually 102 pounds and they don't actually swallow the food.
They don't want to have
Exactly.
multiple takes where they have to eat 7 steaks or something.
That was just 1,000 calories at the 7,000 calories going to eat that hour anyway, right, Randy?
Right.
Yeah.
So if the shot doesn't work out somehow, you'll just take it again. Like these guys eat all day, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hilarious.
I don't want to shock anybody, but it turns out if your whole thing is that you're a big fat rapper, both Fat Boys rappers have died in their 50s. Both of them.
Yeah.
So eat better, everybody.
But that was not a surprise, though, right? That was not.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you feel like just kind of going, yeah.
But I'll tell you who these guys look physically fit, though, really, really just buff. But I remember I was reading some stuff last night, and some people were giving them shit because they skipped leg day. So these were gym
that's
workers. So they were like criticizing them, going, "Well, they could have never been in bodybuilding because their legs are just." I'm like,
they didn't seem that small.
Whoever says that, these guys could easily punt across the street.
Yeah.
What do you think about them chicken legs?
Yeah. I don't think they look that small anyway. I think that's kind of.
I don't. He filled those acid wash jeans out very nicely, in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
With the growing butthole, the hole in the back butt area. I guess growing butthole would be a great show title.
The growing butthole. I love it.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. By the way, one other note here: James Doohan, Roddy McDowall, and Bill Mummy all previously they appeared, as Brian mentioned, the one with Moomy, but they all appeared in episodes of Twilight Zone at one point or another.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know James Doohan was in a.
Well, I mean, we know William Shatner was.
Yeah.
I wonder if all of that was kind of tied in together.
He was the airplane that he was trapped in.
This movie really knocked him down a peg for me as an actor. Like, I come away from this movie just going, oh, maybe he wasn't any good on Star Trek. I don't know.
I mean, he was very one note. I don't think his career, there's no Jean-Luc Picard happening here.
Yeah,
for sure. But here's what you could say about his career.
The guy with his...
Whoops, not that one. You could say this about his career.
Nice work.
There you go. Nice work.
Nice work.
Nice work. I can see what Randy's saying now. It does sound like he's struggling through an accent that he doesn't have.
Kind of.
Yeah. I think he's having trouble talking.
I think he's just trying to like not sound so Scottish, and it's just like, all right, can you cover up some of the Scottish?
Yeah, but he's not Scottish.
accent?
I don't get it. Do you think he used it so much for Star Trek that it just
didn't he?
That's
stuck?
the only thing he knew how.
Did he have his? I know he was born in Ontario, but were his parents Scottish and moved to Ontario?
No, in fact, I've heard dozens of interviews with him. He just faked it.
Mike Myers talks a lot about how that's what his father sounded like, and so he had to put some work into not sounding like his dad, who was from Scotland.
Yeah,
right. And so like Mike Myers is not from Scotland, but his natural accent. Wanted to be Scottish.
Yeah, some Trek fanatic at home is going to have some third answer to this, and they're going to let us know,
and that's fine.
And that'd be great.
Right? Yeah, he has a speech impediment, guys.
Yeah, you guys are making fun. The reason it didn't get a lot of work.
Horrible.
But I'm telling you, like, everybody in this movie could have had a speech impediment. Like, it's that badly directed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the director had it. Go ahead.
Somebody on set though was clever. I don't know who it was or who wrote, maybe somebody wrote it, maybe somebody on set's clever, maybe it was one of the Paul brothers. I don't know. But every time David Paul was doing like trickery, sleight of hand stuff, he was doing things that were kind of well thought out, or at least thought out in a clever way. Like when he was trying to fool Whitney, not Houston, Whitney in the bathroom, which was a weird scene to begin with.
Jeez.
He's like going to climb out the window, and he takes the water filler from inside the tank and puts it where it sounds like he's peeing. I'm like, someone thought that out, because he could have just said,
someone who has no idea how plumbing works thought that out.
Yeah. Somebody exactly like he messed with the floater so that it would keep running. And so it just kept going.
Couple things like that struck me as clever. I'll also say that the "which way did I go" joke was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming, and that guy did look confused. Like, holy shit, you're the same person in the same suit.
We flipped over the guy's car. It was like, okay, haha. And then they flip over the guy's plane. It's like, all right, now that's a good payoff.
That was hilarious. That we're flipping stuff
and
over.
I love that car, by the way. That 77 5 Series like I had one of those cars in the early 2000s. I bought one for nothing. It had 200,000 miles on it, and I loved that car so much. I was as disappointed as that guy when this car.
That would be sad.
I love that they poked fun at the strong guy trope of flipping cars over, because
it happened off screen.
That's true.
Yeah, and that's what. That's what I liked about it. It was like they could have just shown the plane, but no, they said they actually went through the trouble of flipping the plane over, and that really hit really well with me. But it did make me think for a minute. A car's kind of like just a roll cage. It's got like a frame on the outside of it, but a plane is got
that's a bigger deal.
That might irreparably damage the plane.
It's like one of those things where it's like, it's not necessarily that it's heavy, it's awkward. And I was like, get back in the movie, Brian. Get your
head back in the game, man.
Yeah.
Did you? Is there a trope name for when they do big stuff off camera because they don't want to pay for what it would cost to show it? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Interesting.
There's got to be a name for that, where it's like, the humanity of what I'm seeing, this explosion, but really the camera's locked on his face.
Maybe this is
they do that in a very surprising place. The new Mission Impossible has a gag where they do that. Really surprised me. It's not really a spoiler, because you won't know it happens until it happens.
For a series known for doing real stunts, that's wild.
Yes, it's very surprising. They also played on it in the She-Hulk TV show where the Kevin Feige bot says, we're going to make you transform into Jennifer off screen because our animators can't afford animators for this part.
That's
right. And they also say out loud when they do it in the Daredevil movies. In the Daredevil movies, that's like a gag. Like we'll have Daredevil Deadpool movies.
Okay. I was like,
we'll have Deadpool look at the camera and go, "Whoa!" As you know, like his not hair was blown back. You know.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Bill. By the way, as Bill, according to Coverville, he told us it's Bill Moomy.
Moomy.
Is it Moomy then? Because I'll say Mummy every time I see it. But you're right. There's only one M, so I think you're right.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard for me to. Not that we see him.
I'm never going to.
We might have exhausted our entire film sack Billy Moomy.
Yeah,
but it was instantly recognizable when I was watching the opening credits. I was like, oh, who is Bill Moomy? I know that name for some reason. Of course, I said Bill Mummy when I saw it, but
stop.
Yeah, it's easy to see it and get it wrong. That's one of those.
I'll give you a trope, Scott, that this movie just didn't need. But right there. We got electricity. We're going to use it to torture you.
Yeah,
that's what we do with electricity.
Oh,
yeah. A freaking TENS unit that does not have outward signs of blue light strikes.
Yeah.
Right.
Horse shit.
Thor lightning coming off of it.
Did we ever get a final on whether those muscle electrocutor things actually do anything?
They do. They stimulate muscle. It's really good for people with like debilitating muscular conditions.
Yeah, like if your muscles are degenerating, you can.
But I'm sorry,
but they're not good.
I meant like building muscle.
Yeah, they're not good. You're not going to turn into one of these barbarian twins if you use them. That's not that idea that they sit there and just passively build muscle tissue. That's some horse shit.
I guess there goes that dream. All right, fine.
Yeah.
Sorry to ruin your.
Yeah.
I realized, or I remembered, I never like electricity torture in any movie. It always bothers me.
Yeah.
Is the worst version of that the Lethal Weapon when Riggs is strung up on the wall and the guy's using a EKG paddle or EEG
It's Al Leong. It's Al Leong.
That's right. It is. Yeah. Zapping him, soaking him with water and then zapping him with that thing.
That's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. It's more the Mel Gibson yells in that one that kind of like, oh God, that looks like it hurts.
Yeah. No, for me, and I think we sacked this. For me, it's Rambo. First Blood Part 2.
Okay.
Remember? They're torturing him with electricity and it makes the entire camp lose its power. They're putting all the camp's power into John Rambo.
Right.
Damn, dude.
And he's making it.
I noticed, Dunaway, you put in the photo of Roddy McDowell with the circular
angle grinder
saw or angle grinder.
That actually fooled me because I was like, oh, are we going there in this movie? Because it's pretty early on.
Are they going to cut the chain? Or are they going to cut the guy's hand off? And both items were wrong. They have a valuable item in the briefcase, so we're going to cut through the briefcase.
Yeah. They fooled me. I did not see it coming. There was no way to see it coming. I think.
It's like not knowing when something's cake.
You have a chance of breaking. You're chopping up your multi-tool by doing that.
Hold on. Give Scott his credit.
Oh, I didn't hear what
that was amazing.
I just said it's like when they do the you don't know if it's cake or not thing. So,
my God.
Sorry, how did I miss that?
Yeah, I missed that one. But Roddy McDowell, man, he look at it every time he's on screen. Even when he's poorly, when he's just phoning it in, he's not phoning it in. Look at that face.
I love it. He wasn't going to live much longer. He did let's see, right after he did Bug's Life passed away. It wasn't going to be around much longer, but that guy's great. Just hearing him talk, I just go, there's something comforting about hearing Roddy McDowell talk. I don't know why.
I kind of got into a place in the movie. I was feeling like Randy. It's like, this is kind of going a little bit slow. I'm like, what's going on here? And then his character, Roddy McDowell's character, pulled up. In a really long, for some reason, just stayed on the screen too long. He pulled up in like a little cart, he pulled up and he walks towards the camera, and I was just like, I started laughing for no reason at all. I don't know his face. He just does it.
Was it the shock that they got Roddy McDowell to even do this?
I don't know. I think it was just how long they stayed on the shot. It felt almost like Austin Powers or something. It was just like, they're just going to keep. He's going to keep filming. You're not going to cut it. You're just going to leave the whole thing in there.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Makes perfect sense.
I'm fascinated by those long shots of the actors not acting.
Yeah.
Like there's a shot of the criminal twin in the car. He's just been handcuffed to the steering wheel.
Trope.
And he's just like resigned to his fate, or he's supposed to look like he's resigned to his fate. And it's this ridiculously long shot. And he's not acting. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting in a car looking
they
at it.
Probably didn't even say action. They probably just said, get some B-roll of David Paul sitting there.
Yep. I did like that.
It's Peter.
I did like that
Oh,
trope,
that was
though,
Peter,
because
okay.
It's easy to mix them up, I guess.
Yeah.
I thought, yeah.
I'm still doing it. I have to say, Jewel Heister or the guy with the short shirt.
I like
They
it.
both
in
look
mov-
like Charlie Sheen wearing a Valerie Bertinelli wig.
And I really wish Peter Paul would have married Mary. Somebody named Mary.
Yeah, that would have
These
made
names.
for hilarious.
I hate their real life names more than their movie names.
I know.
I do appreciate a movie or a TV series that just goes, you know what? We're just going to change your last name so it's like Peter Paul, but it's Peter Jade in the movie. David Paul, David Jade.
David Jade, yeah. May as well just keep
Easy.
the first names. It's probably because on set they couldn't remember the fake names, so they were just like.
I have a feeling that's harder than we think. Being in a movie, especially with somebody familiar to you.
Well, somebody pointed out in a Discord or somewhere that we missed in Goonies. Josh Brolin called somebody by their first name, or somebody called Josh by his first name.
It was Sean Astin called Josh Brolin Josh.
That's right, and they left it in. So that happens, but those are kids.
Happens in Star Wars. Mark calls Carrie Fisher Carrie, I think.
Oh, is there? I didn't
at
know
the
that.
very end or something. There's some.
Did Lucas take it out in the redo thing?
Maybe.
Probably
yeah.
did. It's like
he replaced that with a scene of Jabba.
Han shot or Guido shot first, and he said Leia.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the rules. I make the rules.
Don't you think, by the way, I realize it's a trope, but I'm not really talking about the trope, but like, don't you think that it's easier when you're making a sitcom, especially, to give the character, the actors, the comedian's first name, since you're going to call Tracy Morgan Tracy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he may as well be Tracy Jordan.
Right.
If you're gonna talk to Charlie
Tony
Sheen,
Danza.
you're gonna say Charlie to Charlie Sheen. It's gonna be really hard.
Oh my gosh, Tony Danza is a perfect example.
Yeah, everything with Tony Danza was Tony.
And I'm not talking about like Roseanne or Jerry Seinfeld, because the show was named after him. So of course you're just like, but like
it's all but
Charlie Day is. But by the way, I guess Charlie Day also fits, right? Like his name is Charlie in It's Always Sunny.
I always forget that he's Charlie in that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I watch it. I've seen it many episodes, and I just forget he's also Charlie in real life. And I know that because separately I'll see just a GIF and go, "Oh, there's Charlie Day being Charlie Day. That's funny." And then I'll watch the show and I'll go, "Oh, right there, he's playing Charlie again." But with Tony Danza, I just expect it.
And you're kind of disappointed when he's not called Tony.
Yeah,
I feel like Tony probably comes on set and says, "What do you guys think about just naming my character Tony? What do you think about
Tony?
that?"
Can I be Tony? Is that cool with you? I'm auditioning for the part of Tony.
How married are you to Tony?
Yeah, but Mr. Danza, the character's name is Jerry. Yeah, but what if it was Tony?
What if it was Tony?
Tony feels like a better name for this character, doesn't it?
I love it. All right,
let me stave off some emails. It's an urban legend apparently that Mark Hamill calls Carrie Fisher Carrie at the end of Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
He's saying something like, "Yay, we did it!" And it
someone
sounds
took
like
it.
Carrie.
Okay. I hate that. I hate urban legends unless it's a movie.
I mean, I
where
always
people
thought
die.
he said it too. So when I heard about it, I was like, "Yeah, I believe it."
Sure, but now instead we get a movie that says, "What does he say? What does Guido say now?" Bendejo.
Oh, McCluskey.
McCluskey.
McCluskey. Get Officer McCluskey on the case.
That's right. Cashing checks his car can't cash or whatever. All right, let's do some clips. Oh, do you have more about the 1992 classic?
I don't guess it's really worth mentioning. Other than I was just going to say, I've also never been involved in a diamond heist, but it seems like they don't keep them in trays neatly aligned, and then we suck them up with a vacuum cleaner.
Oh, yeah.
See through window. But I'm just saying.
I wrote that down too. I kind of liked that they used
I kind of like that. Yeah.
It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
A couple more of my notes. Nothing says quality like the Motion Picture Corporation of America being the first thing you see on the screen.
May have been one of those white generic things you'd buy in the 80s that said spaghetti sauce or something.
Right.
So lame.
And then a bunch of comments about the music, which I'm sure we're going to hear in clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty bad. In fact, I think we even start with them.
Okay.
Anyway, let's do that now. Let's do some clips. We have a handful of clips, and they're right here for our listening pleasure. Let's start with the Drinking to the Devil song.
I'm drinking with the devil in a smoking bar in
It's such horseshit.
Is that a real song? I did not even look at the soundtrack. I guess there's no soundtrack link on.
I could not find anything. And Drinking with the Devil seems fake.
It totally does.
I don't care. I loved it. I thought it was so fun.
I mean, it's great for it being so freaking stupid for the era.
Yeah.
But I don't.
I mean, the amount of money spent to get a heavy metal song called "Drinking
I
with
like
the
to
Devil."
think that was Money's demo tape. He just had it in there.
Okay, I found it.
No,
it's a band
it's
called Rainbow. Yeah, I don't know Rainbow.
Richie Blackmore's band.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
That's a real song?
That's a real song. Yeah. Holy cow.
That sucked.
Drinking with the Devil.
Here's I got the full lyrics here. Let me read this part here. Drinking with the Devil, gonna raise some hell. I'm just a rock and roll rebel. I got my soul to sell. That's pretty cool. That is some heavy metal bullshit.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah, this is Richie Blackmore after he left Deep Purple and before Dio. Is that right?
Well, Dio is Ronnie James Dio, right? He joined the band?
He joined the band, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Saw him at concert once. I probably saw this guy.
I hope Hammond doesn't hear any of this because he's going to make if he's going to make me do Rainbow as one of our soundography episodes.
Oh shit! So, well, if that clip I played is any indication of what you're in for,
oh
boy,
gosh. Yeah.
All right, here's some of that Timu Axel Foley music for you. Terrible.
I actually disagree. I was really tempted to record it and play it backwards in case they're like, we can't come up with a song. I don't know, do Axel F backwards and see if that's anything.
Yeah, sure. It really is so like they were being derivative on purpose.
Oh, for sure.
But
yeah,
it was bad.
And at the same time, if you've seen a lot of these movies, if you've not these movies, sorry, if you've seen a lot of way better 80s action comedy movies.
Right.
Way better. If you've seen them, it's very recognizable, this music and the sound and so forth. And it's like comforting somehow.
Yeah. I mean, it is from a tone standpoint, but it's clear that without Axel F, I don't think that this little riff exists. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. Is the
sure, but I'm saying that Axel F is a symptom, not a disease. Like I'm saying that there's something going on. There's something in the zeitgeist for the sound of this music that infects everything. Like what was the Billy Crystal Chicago cop comedy movie?
Oh,
Running Scared.
Yeah,
Running Scared. Come on, man. Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm in my life.
You triggered him.
Like that movie. That movie has some of the same music, right? Like the same kind of music.
Yeah, very similar. Very similar era and vibe, sure. But it's just
way better than this.
Way better than
I'm just saying,
but definitely derivative of the style of the Beverly Hills Cop stuff. Yes, for sure.
Yeah, and I like it. It sounds nice to me.
I just hate this one. But I'm with you on this overall tone. I'm down with it. It's a little like Miami Vice music's like that, the old stuff.
Oh my god,
yeah, I love it.
Miami Vice,
Jan Hammer,
Miami Vice is just a music video. Oh, it's about the movie. Talk about some TV show.
Well, the movie, I like the movie too. You and I like the movie.
Yeah,
some people don't. All right, here's the level of humor you can expect from Double Trouble.
We heard you were chasing after some cat burglar.
Hilarious.
Did you edit that to close the gap?
You didn't leave in the P word. Come on.
No, wait. They didn't say it there. I didn't edit anything on that one.
The sitcom audience laugh track.
It really was.
Yeah, it's terrible. It was terrible. Here's some really bad writing.
This guy I busted when I was working down in South Central. He's been clean for a couple years working construction. Says he knows something about something. It's probably nothing.
Gosh.
Something about something.
Something about something, probably nothing.
Yeah.
But it could be anything.
Awful. Bodybuilder grunts and yells. Here's that part where he's working out. I'm playing the whole thing.
Do it. I'm in.
He climaxed at the
I
end.
love that scene because it was so stupid.
And the neighbor listens to this and is not like, "Oh my god, disgusting! He's jacking off next door."
She was into it, dude. She was way
I know,
into it.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
the like it's a very visual gag. Like you
It
can't-
is. Oh, it for sure is.
Just
But
playing
when you
the-
think
the
about
clip,
it, it's like
gross.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like she can't be assuming he's working out. She has to be assuming the other thing, and she's excited by this.
Yeah.
I like the fact that look, you got the Barbarian brothers in your movie. You can't not flex, right? And show him flexing and show him work out. I mean, and replacing a sex scene with this, I thought was pretty good.
You're down with it.
Okay.
I thought that was pretty good.
Okay.
I liked it.
I would have much had something with the Jeep triplets.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some eye candy for Ibbot. I got you. No, I feel you.
If you're gonna, if we're choosing one or the other,
I think I tend to agree with that. Okay, here's a question about why somebody shot somebody. I don't remember the context, but here it is.
What happened to your arm?
My brother shot me.
Why'd he do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, some great dialogue.
he really could have come up with a great joke, like sibling rivalry, or
too busy planning his little ruse with the squished up coal piece.
Yeah.
Had to do this with a lot of dialogue. I don't know what this is.
Approximately 15 to 20 grams of heroin were found in her purse.
She was clean.
Oh, I know what I did. I had to crank up half the time these people were whispering.
Yeah.
So that last bit you hear.
Approximately
She was clean.
I had to crank that like 15 decibels to hear it.
It's so interesting that y'all had trouble hearing. I had no trouble hearing.
What version did you actually watch though?
I really did just watch I flipped back and forth between the YouTube version and the Amazon version.
The YouTube one may have been better. I don't know. I did Amazon. I almost did Tubi because I sort of like Tubi. My only problem with Tubi is the reverse option to just skip back a little bit is 30 seconds. Like, I don't need that long. Give me 10.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's why I jumped over to YouTube, because the control on Amazon can sometimes be
it's wonky there too. Yeah, it's not great. All right, here is our Planet of the Apes alumni, Roddy McDowell.
Apparently, there's been a breach in security, Alice. Now, who do you suppose it was?
Oh, hello.
Not his best work.
No,
I know.
This might be right here. It's a good laugh.
That's a good keeper right there.
Yeah, I like that one a lot. All right, Scotty. We played this, but I'll play it again, or maybe I didn't.
This is Stephen Tarlow from the District Attorney's Office and Agent Regan from the FBI.
There's some serious saliva getting thrown out of Doohan's mouth.
Yep. It is his way.
All morning.
Oh, hello.
Been yelling at assholes all morning.
I want to hear about you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. How about this one?
Hey, how you doing? I'm Peter. Oh, I'm Whitney. Whitney, like Whitney Houston? Yeah. Oh, what a geek. Hey, I gotta pee.
That whole exchange, it made me laugh.
Of course
it made me laugh too.
It made you laugh in the same way that some of those like stupid cartoons we watch on Play Retro make you laugh. It's not like we know it isn't like genuinely funny. We just know it's stupid.
Yeah. It's weird that if you go back in time a little bit, no one knows what the word geek is for or what it means. They just kind of just throw it out.
Yeah. Just random.
We took it back. We don't. It's no longer
circus freaks and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not even like you're a nerd anymore. It's just like, hey, I'm a geek, and that means you're into something cool. And we really took it back.
Something to geek out over.
I wrote this
into
is
Whitney Houston.
Yeah, exactly. I wrote this is not true, but I don't remember what it is. So here it is.
No matter how much you shake it, the last drop always goes down your leg.
Oh yeah, that's not true. You don't need to pee on yourself, no matter how many times you shake it.
No matter how much you shake it.
Yeah,
and not that much.
Yeah, and a little
more than 3 times.
Something dribbles down your leg. What's wrong with this person? Like that's an incontinence issue or something. I don't like it. All right, terrible laughter from the Jeep girls. So here's your hot girls in the Jeep. Oh boy,
and it was some dumb joke too. It was God, I can't remember what he said. There was something about this is my twin brother.
Yeah,
he's older or something.
It was something
He's
dumb.
my older brother. Yeah, something stupid like that.
And then they went
twin jokes. What's the best twin joke?
Is there a good twin joke? What's a good twin joke?
There's always he's my older brother, and it's like because
he was like a minute, before the other brother. Sure.
Yeah.
Do you get nowadays if you do the C-section because twins get so big? I wonder if you could do a simultaneous. You know,
just like a game.
Yeah, like the doctor's like, all right, we're gonna get these two out of the exact same moment.
Roll on that side. Yep. You get the legs on that side. Get the legs. Let's go.
Yep. Film it.
Yank.
Yep. You're born at the same time. All right. Here's my favorite Peter Gabriel song.
Now it's time to play round 2 of Shock the Monkey.
Excellent.
Round two.
I didn't know where he was going. I thought I was going to say Shaka Khan. I wasn't sure where he was going after Shock, but it was Shock the Monkey.
Well, he really drug it out, so it was hard to tell where he was going.
Yeah.
And then we torture a councilman in the tanning bed, and it's horrible.
This is a warning, councilman. I know you're dirty, and I'm on to you.
They were trying to do what's his name, right?
Back to the future. That was like the Back to the Future scene.
Where
he comes in as Darth Vader.
To me, it sounds like the wrestler,
Roddy Piper or something.
Oh, that too.
No, who's the guy? Who's the guy in Predator? I can't think of his name.
Yeah, Ventura.
Jesse Ventura.
Yes, Jesse Ventura is the one it sounds the most like.
Yeah, I think that's what they were doing. And the other guy was doing more Randy. Yeah, Randy, whatever. Yeah,
but I did like their long fight scene that was almost as long as They Live. When the longest street fight scene ever between the twins, when you're equally matched. I did enjoy that.
That was pretty good.
God.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. You didn't like that, Randy?
Because the movie couldn't decide whether one of them was actually much stronger and more capable than the other in terms of fighting.
Right.
It started out kind of making that case that the smarter criminal brother.
Right.
It's
well documented.
All of these things,
the stronger of the two.
Right.
Right. It tried to make this case that for starters, that one of them was smarter than the other. Right. Like that, and it just like at some point the movie's just like I don't know. The cop has a gun in his waist, and no one ever grabs it, and who cares? And then the one replaces the other, like because he steals his badge. Like so, yeah, he is more clever, but then he does really dumb things, and it's like the movie just can't decide if it had stuck with a joke. There might have been something there.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm with you. Final clip. Doohan doing his thing.
The guy with his throat slit.
Nice work.
Yeah, guy with his throat.
I did like how he delivered that last one.
Nice work.
He sounds a little bit like there is the dude from oh my God, what's the old western town in South Dakota that's called Deadwood? Okay, the show is called Deadwood, and it's the guy who ran the
I got you. I know you're talking about. Oh my gosh, now you got me involved.
You're talking about Al Swearingen?
Yes, Swearingen. Yes, yes.
Played by the what's his name?
Not
from John Wick and all
Daryl.
that?
Another Daryl.
No, not him. No, he ran the hotel.
No.
He ran the hotel.
Whoever that actor is, that's who
Ian
I'm
McShane.
visualizing.
Ian McShane. That's it.
Ian McShane. That's who I'm visualizing now.
Someone else who's struggling with an accent.
Right.
I'm going to play it again so we can hear it. I want to hear it now.
Also, I want you to listen for my take, which is John Mahoney, the dad from Frasier.
All right.
Okay.
Here we go.
The guy with his throat slit.
Nice work.
Kinda.
Both.
I think I'm more Al Swearingen than the other because the other one we have an example of. We have
Scrutiny.
That's a little closer to.
Yeah.
That's actually him.
Okay. All right. It's kind of like one of that thing where if you prime for one or the other, you'll hear it.
You'll hear it.
Like, pretty good.
Exactly right.
Yep.
Let's do the checklist. The Film Sack checklist goes like this. All the sound engineers were on strike. Check. Must have been. It's really weird. Some of those actors must have been called in for favors. Check. And these guys are 37.8% mullet. I don't know if you guys knew that.
5% body fat and 37% mullet.
Big, heavy hair day for those guys.
I was kind of curious at first. I was like, are those wigs? I'm not 100% sure they're not.
I bet they are now for the remaining Paul.
Right.
Oh, sure.
His is a wig. I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't want to wig mullet shame, though, you know.
No, of course not.
No.
You never know when you're going to be the guy. Yeah, nobody wants that. Let's get to the Star Trek connections, Randy. We know
Sure,
of one.
Let's have some. So we'll start with Bill Mooney.
Bill Mooney.
Yeah.
We'll start with Dollar Store Seth Green.
Yeah.
He was in an episode of Deep Space Nine. He played Kellen in the season 7 episode 8. It was called The Siege of AR 558. It's the season nobody watched. And of course nobody watched it because the series had basically wrapped at the end of season.
This is
6,
true of all season 7 Star Treks. They're all kind of forgettable. It's weird.
Yeah, but he has something in common with his castmate John Paragon, who played a FBI agent here. John Paragon was in the Deep Space Nine episode Prodigal Daughter, which is season 7, episode 11. So 3 episodes later.
Wait, our director is in Star Trek?
Yeah, director John Paragon. He's director, right?
Is he also, did he cameo in this movie? He must have.
He was Zombie in Star Trek too. He was they opened up a box on a planet and
awesome.
Well, hello.
That would have been amazing.
So of course our big damn deal is Jimmy Doohan. He he was in everything original series, every original series casted movie. They used him in his voice in Star Trek Prodigy and the animated series, of course.
TNG episode, the one where they pulled him out of the beam or whatever. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
And I'll give you a couple of Marvel connections if you're.
Yeah, let's do it.
Marvel me.
Yeah.
Louis Arquette was in this movie. He was also in the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Not an Arquette, just a bit guy.
Just Arquette.
His own Arquette, not one of the famous Arquettes.
Yeah.
He still is an Arquette.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly right.
But not those Arquettes.
Yeah.
We got Cole S. McKay did a bunch of stunts in Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Stavros in Daredevil. One of the Stavroses in Daredevil was played by Stefanos Mitsotakis. He was Jeremy in this movie.
Jeremy the Wicked.
The Marvel connections. The Marvel connections run deep, and
even Bill Mumy was in the 1990 Captain America.
We gotta watch that.
Pre-MCU. Yeah, we really do need to watch that.
Yeah, let's get that in.
Yeah, he must have been a baby.
We should
He played young General Fleming.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait,
I'm guessing before he was a general.
What was the key? Was that a key character, General Fleming?
No.
Okay. Yeah, I can't place it.
They just apparently didn't want to use Thunderbolt Ross. Already established character they could have used.
Yeah, they
for
totally
Captain
could have.
America. Yeah.
It's an important one.
While we're talking connections, I want everybody to close your eyes and guess the previous Film Sack movie that was directed by the same cinematographer as this one. So the director of photography for this movie is a guy named Rich Michalak.
Okay.
And he did one previous movie that we've sacked, and it looked exactly like this one.
Give us
Super Snooper.
Oh, that's good. Oh, nice. I mean, you're in the quality range for sure.
That's what I was thinking. Like, was it a Van Damme movie, perhaps?
No. Well, I'll just.
Can you give us a year? Give us a year. Like when?
Okay,
I don't mean when it
19
came out, but I mean when we watched it.
When we filmed? Oh God.
Oh God, I don't know. But the movie came out in 1998.
Oh, okay.
I'll just start naming actors and you'll get it pretty fast. It starred Kiefer Sutherland.
Okay.
Kiefer Sutherland. Flatline.
Nope.
Oh,
it starred. It starred William Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
No,
wait.
Backdraft.
Invisible guy.
Keep going.
It starred Rufus Sewell. It starred
Dark City.
There you go. Good
really?
job.
He was the.
Yes.
He's not the director.
Same cinematographer.
That's amazing because I feel like that movie's got fantastic cinematography.
Agreed. Yeah. Boy, he was punching way above his weight later on.
He captures somebody throwing a satellite dish in this one, so whatever.
That satellite dish looked like it was made out of plastic.
It was also taped to a bunch of wires that made it wiggle as it flew.
Yeah,
he really threw that. Come on.
And then the guy lifts it up and then throws it on top of the car, and the guy pushes it off with one hand and drives off.
Yeah, some real horse shit at play there.
Yes.
Well done. Those are your connections for the week. Let's move on to the deal here. Where am I? I'm in the wrong place.
Well, time for the deal.
Let's get to the soundtrack grade and give it a OOTW for one of the worst. I think it's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad. It was rough.
I don't know who did it, but I doubt they did much else. Social media posts is where
I'll tell you who did it.
Tell us who did it.
Kevin Nadeau.
Yeah.
His last name is actually Nadeau.
Mm-hmm.
He tried to make a career out of being a electric jazz musician.
That's interesting. Okay.
Is it?
He did okay.
It is.
I just
Electric Jazz.
It's interesting that he tried.
Yeah. When I looked him up, the reason I say that is because when I looked him up, I found on eBay someone selling a Kevin Nadeau T-shirt.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, okay, so he really thought
add
he
that
was.
in my Raiders cutoff shirt.
Yep.
At the same time.
Okay, we're very nice. Let's move on to the social media post. This is where you guys sum this thing up in 280 characters or less. Let's start with Randy.
Double Trouble. In Neon Glow and Muscle Might, some twins arrived to set things right. Peter, cool with badge in hand, a cop who tried to make a stand. David, rogue and reckless soul, a jewel thief with a half heart whole. I get that right. With a heart half whole.
Yeah.
Together, thrust in LA's grime. They're the opposite of sublime.
Oh, man.
I like the word thrust.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, who doesn't?
Everyone loves a good thrust. Well done. Let's move it over to Brian Dunaway.
Double Trouble. Like drinking with the devil outside the International Diamond Exchange from your damn I'm good coffee mug. This movie's a little shaky. Bring me some decaf. Hashtag it's not a crop top.
No, I forgot you had a hashtag.
Nicely done. It's that shirt is offensive.
It's called a muscle top, but I looked it up. I was like, what do you call? Because I don't want anybody to get mad at me.
Muscle top?
What?
Really?
It's a muscle top. Yeah, I thought it was a crop top. So I was like, it's a crop top. That's what it is. It's crop top. That's what you call
crop
it.
top. You see a little belly underneath.
Muscle tops. That sounds like something Galoob sold kids
I'm sorry,
in the 70s.
gym. I think it's called a gym top. Okay. I think I put muscle top in there because I wanted
gym
to.
top. GYM.
I think it's called a gym top.
Okay.
Is that right?
I don't know.
think that's right.
You seem
I looked it up, but I can't remember. What it was.
you seem
But it
ill
was not a crop
prepared.
top.
Your research was poor.
I'm not envious of the things that are going to be marketed towards you at the top of the Google shopping page from now on.
Yeah, no kidding.
Can't wait.
Oh my gosh, I would wear one of these never, ever. There's okay, here's the one scenario. This movie, in a different dimension, this movie was very popular and really took off. That's number one. That has to be in place. Number two, I am ripped beyond belief.
Yeah.
And number three, it's a Halloween party. All three of those things have to be active, and there's no other scenario where I'm wearing that shirt ever.
This makes sense.
Okay. All right.
That's three big things, and you're not going to change two of them. So, good luck. All right, let's get to Brian Ibbett, please.
Sure. Double Trouble. Good thing these guys are strong, so they can shove every joke down my throat.
All the way down.
Yeah.
Facts.
Thrust it down, you might say.
Thrust.
I mean, I just want to make sure we conclude that this is not one of the worst 10 movies we've ever sacked.
Right.
Because
I don't know if I can say that.
Okay, all right. Well, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Super
If you said five, I'd say it's probably not in the 5 worst films we've ever
Okay, all right,
seen.
hold on. Super Snooper, Daughters of Satan, Troll 2, Star Crash, Omega Doom, Caveman, Millennium, Barbed Wire, Red Planet Mars.
It's among those. I don't think it's better. I don't think it's better than all of those, but I think it's definitely better than a couple of those.
I'll take Star Crash over this any day. So if that's on the top 10.
No way. It was so bad.
No, it was amazing.
And Troll 2, for as bad as it is, it's entertainingly bad.
And it's a cult classic for a reason. People like it because it's bad.
Yeah. Same with Millennium.
Yeah.
I think this just goes down easier than Troll 2. I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying it just goes down easier.
I think you have the benefit of a long time to have forgotten how much Troll 2 hurt.
Maybe. But The Room, did you say The Room in your list?
I didn't. I actually wonder if The Room belongs in our bottom 10.
I can't
that's how
The Room.
bad Super Snooper was.
I did not hit her.
Oh, that.
Right.
I'm thinking, I always mix it up now
Mark.
because of that good movie with the kid and what's her name?
Brie Larson. Yeah. Boy,
Like-
man, here's what we somehow we need to do is because hindsight or absence makes the heart grow fonder. We need to, when we come up with a bad movie, we need to numericize it, right? So we can say, all right, that was
at the moment.
Yeah, at the moment, because Troll 2, I'm right now looking back, I probably, and maybe it's the worst movies we've seen, have made me appreciate Troll 2 more, but I feel like this maybe would be about a 10 out of 100 for me.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. And I'm saying that I compare this to Barbed Wire. I don't think Barbed Wire is in my bottom 10 movies.
No, I
we've
don't think
sacked.
so either. No, Omega Doom for sure. Bottom
Yes.
5 for me.
Omega
Rutger Hauer.
Doom,
That was
Super
just
Snooper.
painful. I could not wait for that thing to be over.
Daughters of Satan, for instance. These are all movies I'll never watch again.
I just think that you can't. Here's one of my rules. You cannot put anything in the top 10 that if I search on Giphy.com for the name of that movie, and if I get memes that are regularly used pop up, that movie is not in the top 10 worst because it carried on somehow. It had a connection. Troll 2 has a ton of those. Another one that, but if I go Double Trouble, guess what I get? Hold on.
Oh,
nothing.
It's
nothing.
Yeah.
I get a guy dipping chips into dip and then salsa one after the other.
Well, maybe we're about to turn the metrics on this Double Trouble, and it's going to shoot up.
Yeah, this will be the reason.
Just talking about it. Yeah,
it'll be the Film Sack will have rocketed it back to.
But what would be a gift from this thing that?
Oh my God, there's so many.
Are there?
I've actually. There's a bunch of things that I was wanting to do.
I could tell by how quickly you were able to name one.
Yeah, I don't think. Oh, you mean? Are you talking about Troll?
You talking about me?
No, I'm talking about Double Trouble.
Oh.
Like what would be a gift from this thing? Like to make it searchable in a meme way. What would
In
be
a
the
meme
thing
way.
in a meme way?
Yeah,
in a meme
like
way.
when I search for Troll 2, I get a ton. If I search for
Right,
Double
yes.
Trouble, I get none. So
Right.
you got to find something in between that. And I don't know what it is to get you there.
All right,
But
challenge accepted.
Brian, you said, oh yeah, there's so many things you could.
I mean,
gift from
yeah,
this.
because there's so many. They're constantly making dumb faces, and I mean that's half of the battle right there. Is in a meme. Is just
what if
you know,
what if their face is just naturally dumb? Like, what if they're not actually?
It may
pulling
be.
faces?
It may be. But to Brian's point, the whole thing is that if for it to be memeable, it has to be adopted in a vast way and recognized in a vast way. There's nothing in Double Trouble where you go, oh yeah, of course that GIF. No one does that.
You could just in a general sense have Doohan going, nice work, and as like just a response gift to something, but it's not going to be no one's going to look at that and say, it has to be something with the Barbarian twins. It has to be with them.
Yeah. And if I search for them,
boy, y'all are really narrowing
It's got to be breaking a
down what it has to be.
Breaking a rope around his neck. It has to be.
And all I get for that are gifts about Conan the Barbarian or the movie Barbarian, which came out 2 years ago.
So not no way. That's not in there.
I think they missed the boat. I think that whatever would make them eternal, it didn't happen with them.
Yeah.
Oh, I agree with that.
And it's okay. It's not a problem. There's plenty of people.
We're okay with that.
Yeah.
It can live on through me. That's fine.
Oh, yeah. Let it live through you. That's fine. Yeah.
Sure.
In fact, I prefer that. That's where it should live.
No one breaking into your house. No cat burglar will ever steal your laser disc of Double Trouble and then spray paint a cat on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. You guys have no idea how much I sweated because when I brought up Double Trouble, whenever we brought it up, and I was like, oh, we got to watch Double Trouble. And I was like, immediately, I was like, oh, maybe I don't know. I enjoyed it back in the day. Or is this something these guys are going to be able to handle? And I was waiting for a veto all week. I was just like, oh, we're not going to make it. We're not going to make it. There's
for the entirety of Film Sack, though, it's never been a question, can we handle it? Like, apparently, yes, we watch Super Snooper. We can handle anything. It's just a matter of, are we feeling good about talking about it? Like, there have been movies where one of us watches them and we're just like, I really don't want to talk about this damn thing. I don't want to give it any more.
Omega Doom was that for me as well. I hated that.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the fact that you guys had, at least half of you guys had looked up what happened to Peter Paul and David Paul meant that it was at least worthy of discussion. So that was, I was kind of surprised.
Well, yeah, because we're going to do an episode.
The stuff around the film is interesting as well. Yeah.
I mean, two hugely muscle-bound twins is very interesting. It may not make a good movie, but it's a very interesting concept.
Yeah, and like I said, if that documentary ever happens, I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm surprised these two didn't show up in like the Arnold documentary or something like that. Just a little side.
Why are they not an expendable?
Yeah, what's going on there?
That had been a cameo. That would have been great.
That's actually a really good question for this time frame between like 90 and 2018. There's like this long time frame of if you had any notoriety and some muscles, you got into the Expendables.
They could have done. They could have been silent hitmen, twin hitmen that don't talk, so you don't have to act at all. You just show up, couple of sunglasses wearing dudes with long hair and suits, and Stallone has to stop them from whatever. That would have worked. But it's too late now because one of them died. So well done, Hollywood.
Missed it. Missed our
Dipshits.
opportunity.
All right, let's get to the alternate titles here. We got some of these here lined up. Hold on one second. This was almost called the Half Shirt Hoedown.
Yeah.
Or Twins. It has been in. I'm sorry, Twins to have been in one movie. Wait, what? I don't know what I wrote there. I may have been really tired last night. If I'm honest. Yeah, I don't know what I did.
A stroke. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought I did something with Doohan, but I don't know what I did. Or is it Doohan? We're gonna get yelled at about that. It's James Doohan, I think.
Doohan.
All right, let's get to emails. We have a couple of them here, or a couple little notes. Let's see. What do we got here? Here we go. This is an email from Shay, who wrote in and says, "Hey there. I have to recommend the movie Riki-O. It is spelled Riki-OH. It is the story of Riki is the sort of subtitle. It's balls to the wall, over the top, and I really think it's quite sackable. Strap yourself in and keep up with the nonsense that is this movie. I think it is tons of fun and still remember the first time I saw it in the 90s. Love the show, though, says Shay. Never heard of this.
Chinese import. Riki-O, a young man with superhuman strength, is incarcerated in a private prison where inmates are treated like slaves. He is forced to use his ...
His ...
His ...
Let's see. It's forced to use his unstoppable form of martial arts to destroy the corrupt officials and their lackeys, it says. Oh, this looks like fun. Is it in English, though? Because that's key.
It kind of, makes it easier for you to do clips.
Yeah. If it's dubbed, people like how, let's say, ultra gory and mega funny. This looks great. You know what? But yeah, I think we ought to try this. If we can get it in English or find it at all, then we could consider it. Why not?
Keep the person's name handy that recommended it, and if we don't like it, then we never listen to one of his recommendations again.
That's right. Although this is a girl, but yes.
Gotcha.
and it makes me want to go watch Rikki Tikki Tavi.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
You don't know Rikki Tikki Tavi?
That's the mongoose.
It's
an
it's
animated
Chuck
film.
Jones.
Yeah. Oh, Chuck Jones did that? I don't remember that at all. Weird. Huge Chuck Jones fan.
It was a weird one-off thing that you would have...
Oh, it was
It's all
great.
about the it's a Rudyard Kipling adaptation. The mongoose and the cobra.
Speaking of Chuck Jones, has there ever been like a definitive documentary that I've never.
I love his biography thing. His little.
Is it a book or something?
It's a book. Yeah.
Oh, he's been dead a long time.
I feel like that dude deserves something big. I don't know.
Yeah, something bigger than a cameo in Gremlins. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he was in that. All right.
How many 20th century animators do you still watch every year? Right? Like he's the Grinch, right?
Oh yeah. And if you're me, you're watching Looney Tunes with Van on the couch every other week. Like I admire his work like no other. Him and Tex Avery are my heroes. Hell, give me a Tex Avery documentary, please.
Scott, I can't believe you've never seen Rikki Tikki Tavi.
I don't know what it is.
Watch that. That's really.
Is it a movie?
It's a 30-minute long animated short film. Not short film, but like a
It's only 30-minute
long movie.
Oh, that's right. It was a TV thing, right? Yeah.
I don't remember this at all. This is one of his 70s projects, like right around
75. Wow, was it only 30 minutes? Felt like it was so long.
I know. I thought it was like a full movie, right?
Rikki Tavi. Maybe I've seen it. Let me look it up here.
You've probably
based on a book.
Seen it.
Okay, Chuck Jones Enterprises Archive.org. Archives.
Oh, I forgot that I saw
happening
his.
Right now?
So at Circus, they have or had a museum like of his work, and it was during one of the times I was there for trivia. So in between games, I just go and check out the Chuck Jones Museum. But I don't know if it's still there.
Oh my gosh, it's Xerox Films is the film company.
Yeah,
they had a. Here, look at this. Literally, I just capped this from the beginning of it.
That's hilarious.
It was kind of during that time when they were doing like 101 Dalmatians and that kind of stuff, and wasn't that like part of the technology they were using?
I don't know. Did he direct it? Or was this one of those times where he produced it? Because he produced the... Remember this last year, for the first time, I saw his... I thought it was directed, but it was produced by him. But it was Christmas...
directed by him.
Not this, but he was... Shit, my brain's farting all over the place. It's the Christmas Carol. He did a 30-minute treatment of that, and I thought he directed it. I checked it out, and he's definitely on the credits, but it's just producer. So you're saying in this case he directed this?
Yeah, he directed it, just like he used to do it Warner Brothers.
And I didn't know about that till this year either. So there's a lot of stuff I'm learning.
And it must have been very, very cheap, because when I was a little kid, I saw Ricky Tikki Tavi probably 100 times, and it was on like the Spanish channel on TV.
Right.
Like it must have been that there was nobody getting paid. It was just being rebroadcast.
I feel like I watched it.
Right.
I feel like I saw it on HBO like back in the day. Like
Really?
I could be wrong.
Max?
No, I almost said that though. I almost said HBO Max when I started, but I should have said home box office, because that's what it would have been called back.
So animated version of Rudyard Kipling's. So this is a Kipling story. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna seek this out. Well, I already found it. It's on Archive, so I'm gonna watch that.
I posted that book too, Chuck Amuck. And there's like also a Chuck Redux, I think, as well, a follow-up book to that. He kind of outlines all the stuff he did during the Warner Brothers years.
Nice.
Later.
I will check that out. I have not seen that either. Boy, I must be a huge fan if I haven't read or seen any of these things.
Mm-hmm.
All right, excellent work there. Let's get to this voicemail. This is from, this is Jay. Jay Funktastic, good pal down there in the good old American South. He has this to say about Goonies. Here you go.
Hey there, Film Sack crew. It's your buddy Jay Funktastic. I was listening to the Goonies episode, and I was wondering if Brian Dunaway and Scott have ever played the Goonies 2 for the NES. It was a direct sequel to the movie, and it's kind of weird, but it's kind of cool at the same time. It's got a pretty cool chiptune version of Good Enough that's the main theme of the game, and it's about Mikey having to save the other Goonies on his own. There's also a mermaid, and it's a 2D side scroller, but it also has some first person point and click type stuff, pretty advanced stuff for the NES, but maybe you could do that for Play Retro.
Hey,
keep up the good work, guys. Talk to you later.
He's not really there, Randy, so when you talk
Hey,
about
Jay, why don't you care if your old pal Randy Deluxe knows anything about this?
Or me, yeah. Geez, well, thanks, Jay.
One of those guys, but yeah.
I'd never even heard of this, so this was news to me.
I've played it. We've, it's we didn't do it with the Play Retro.
We haven't done it on the show.
Huh?
Yeah, we haven't done it on the story, the show. But the I like how they try to duplicate the art style of what's his name on the cover there,
Struzen.
Yeah, because definitely not Struzen, but it's Struzen adjacent. But I haven't played it. I don't know if it's any good or not.
How about you, Randy? Did you get to play it?
I did. I actually had this game back in the day. Yeah.
Was it hard as balls like I remember? Or am I misremembering it? It was hard.
My town's library started stocking and checking out NES games at some point. Like it was long after we'd all moved on to the SNES.
Right.
And so I would just go get these weird games and take them home and play them. And it was great. It's just a Metroidvania ripoff.
The thing I remember I do remember the artwork. I don't know if you remember this, but they got Mama, and she's great in her 8-bit.
I think she's the only one on the cover that looks like the character. The rest of these guys are nondescript faces.
I'm actually talking about inside the game. Is
the graphics?
Her 8-bit her 8-bit representation is amazing.
Look at that, dude.
Yep.
Hold on. Who's back there? Is that Joey Pants?
Yeah, that's I think that's Joey Pants back there.
Or the other guy.
Yeah.
The brother in prison they broke out.
Here's a closer look.
I was going to say, you got a postage stamp ass looking side. Oh, there we go.
Do they have to actually save a mermaid, or is that Andy from the first movie as a mermaid?
Oh, in the ball on the cover? Yeah. I don't know what's going on there. Wow. Well done. And come to our head. Oh, hideout. She didn't finish.
Come to our head.
Come to our head.
Come to our head now.
Beyond being an absolute Metroidvania, duplicate, it had a character named Konami who talked to you,
nice.
Which is really, really, it's like a whole breaking the fourth wall thing going.
Yeah.
Well, Konami made Castlevania, so they probably get to fiddle around in there.
Fiddle fart.
Yeah, fiddle fart.
I'm feeling a little bit bad because while we've been talking, I don't think I ever watched Think Big, which was another of the Brothers movie. John Turteltaub did this one. And I think maybe we should have watched this one instead.
What's it called again? Oh, sorry, what was the name?
Think Big. I posted it in the.
There
I
it is.
saw the with Les Barbarian.
Yeah.
All
It's
right.
got Richard Mall in it. It's got
Peter Paul. It's David Paul. Dan.
It's Michael
It's a little
Winslow.
late now to get us to watch.
I know. I'll let it cool off for a little while.
Yeah, if you'd come
I've
at
never
us,
seen it.
if you'd come at us before this and said, "Hey, I've got a movie with Martin Mull, Richard Mull, and Richard Keel," I might have been all right. That sounds interesting.
Keel, Mull, and Mull. Wow.
Boy, this is some real pre-Photoshop work going on, or maybe early. I don't know what this is. This poster makes me want to die. I don't like it. Think Big. What's the idea?
Two truckers hired to transport toxic waste across the country get caught up with a teen genius who stows away on their truck, which makes more sense. Stows away, and it's the one of the kids from Kate and Allie, one of the daughters.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Another show I didn't
Can
know.
we
genius.
Can we talk about what's going on in this film or this movie poster? Because one of the Paul brothers is straddling the semi, and his arm is in front of the other Paul brother.
Are you feeling some Aisher going on right now?
It's hurting me.
Muscle
This-
Aisher.
They're a little Aisher muscle.
They are
edition.
they are a Mobius strip.
Yes, they are.
I mean, everything about it. The way that Martin Mull's Martin Mull's not Mull. Martin
Mull.
Mull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Martin Mull
Mull.
is roped to the front of a truck.
Yeah, very unconvincingly. Where the girl sitting on the fender?
So-
This looks like they took a magazine and cut out parts of it and glued
A
it
little
to a
small
poster.
dude is leaning out of the truck in front of a much larger woman standing next to the truck.
Yeah, but his arm is also just about in the foreground.
Yes.
Their foreground stuff is bad.
Oh, this is so bad.
Also,
Wow.
tie your shoe, Peter or David. I don't know which.
Can we get a documentary? Can we get a documentary on the making of this movie poster?
Yeah. Or the shitty logo. My God.
Yeah,
It's
the logo's really bad.
Really,
yeah.
really bad. All right. Well, we're not watching that soon. Maybe ever.
We need a rest. We need a break.
Maybe ever. Thanks for your calls. Voicecast.app/filmsack is where you can send all this stuff, or you can send us an email, filmsack@gmail.com. I'd like to welcome some patrons to the show who have signed up here recently. Damian Garza, Strangers, and Travis Decker. Brand new folks over there on our Patreon at patreon.com/filmsack, where you'll get very cool host monthly episodes. We got a great one from Randy this week. Very good stuff. Love it.
Got me coming in June.
Yep. Got a brand new one from Brian coming. We love doing those. Those are great. Yep.
And really enjoy the conversation. Like, it's wonderful to talk to folks as they listen over on the Patreon.
Yep. We check that and answer stuff over there. So, if you got comments, leave them. You'll never get commercials. You get pre-show content every week, and you'll get some cool art in the mail if you sub to the right level. Anyway, it's all in detail at patreon.com/filmsack. Our next movie will not be a movie. It'll be a roundtable about comedies. All right? Comedies that we love and that we respect and that we
respect.
Well, we don't do them here, right? We're not really a comedy
yeah.
show. So, I mean, we're funny, but the movies we watch aren't really comedy.
It's hard for us to make fun of a movie that's making fun of itself, or unless it's unaware of how bad it is making fun of itself, then it's fair game.
Yeah.
Or if the comedy is outdated or something, that can also be fun.
Right.
Sure. We'll make exceptions. But in this case, a chance to really peel back the onion on what makes us all tick for the comedies we like, and old,
Cakes have
new, and
layers.
everything in between. Yeah, exactly. First layer, that's all I need. Real surface layer stuff. Anyway, that's next week, a roundtable. And after that, I forget. We got something else coming.
We're going to watch Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, that's right.
A much better twin movie.
Is it?
Act comedy.
Twin. Not really twins, are they? They're more.
I know. I don't know. I like where he was trying to make it fit.
No, I like it.
It was fun.
Yeah, I liked it. Anyway, that'll be next week for the roundtable, and then after that, Starsky and Hutch, and I'll finally see the damn thing. I've never seen it.
It's only been 21 years since it came out.
See some Snoop Dogg do some Huggy Bear, maybe?
Is it really that old, Randy? Holy shit.
Yeah, 21 years ago, the Ben Stiller and the Owen Wilson.
Well,
you know what's weird to think is when we started this show, it was only like 7 years old.
Yeah.
Think of that.
I wonder if 2004 is as far away from the TV series as it is from the movie for us.
Oh, probably. Series is what, early 70s? Late 60s? Can't even remember.
Well, it was definitely 70s.
70s for sure. I would say 73,
75,
74.
right in the middle.
Oh, I thought it was earlier. Okay. Yeah, I as a kid saw some of those reruns, but I have no other connection to it, so this is going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that's coming up soon here on Film Sack. In the meantime, filmsack.com will have everything you need. It's going to do it for us, for me, for Brian, and for Andy.
I don't take any steroids and I don't take any shit.
Damn straight. We'll see you next time.
Those pants are made for frogging, if you know what I mean. I actually don't. Frogpants.com.
Nice work.